Hey, how we doing, folks? Warm welcome to the 1775 Whisky Passport, coming to you live from the Merit Cake Grill here in sunny White Craig, which is centre of the universe.
Is it?
It is, absolutely, Tatty Peel. Folks, you will know that we have taken a different position for this evening.
Confused.
We're all confused.com. But anyway, if you always do what you always done, you'll always get what you always got, and it's time to just jazz things up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Probably your hairstyle.
Yeah, exactly. The roof on. So who needs the fancy continent when you can come to the Mercury Grill with the sunshine outside and sit outside? And who needs Disneyland when you have your own funny-looking character beside me here? Of course, we've got Peelmeister, Tatty Peel, or should I say Neil Forbes. Buongiorno. Buongiorno. And behind the camera, we have Gregor, the great technician, Nanu. Dzień dobry.
We were on a quiz last night when Mark and Mindy came on, and Nanu.
Is that right?
They hadn't a clue what we're talking about.
Nanu. So, our old pal Robin, it's pure soul. But, yes, that's where that comes from, Gregor. I don't know what the translation in Polish of Nanu is. Is it? Nanu. Anyway, so thank you there. You'll see we're doing a wee change tonight. We were trying to go live outside, but we decided to walk before we can run. So we're inside. We're still at the...
There's no getting electricity outside, that's what's
wrong.
Yeah,
not getting the lecky out. So, and of course you can hear we've got a few bodies in the background that are dialing in, Mr. Brown and a few of his pals, so welcome there. And before I go and have a look to see who's on, Neil, can you just give me a little briefing of tonight's whiskies?
Yes, tonight, Graham, we're having a Glencairn 15-year-old. We'll start with that, lovely light straw-coloured whisky from the Highland. Then we're going to go into a Tamnavulin sherry cask, Speyside, which is, I think it's one of the most underrated whiskies in the country. And we're going to finish with our Kilhoman Sineig. It's a Isla whiskey. I don't think it's too peaty though. I've not tried it before, but it certainly had a quick nose before it came on here, and it doesn't nose too peaty. So, but I'm sure we had that last week. They did the nose peaty, then by God, it blew us. It
was pretty strong. The end. I've had the privilege of being at the distillery at Kilcoman. I never done the tour because I'd done a tour at nearly every other one, so I wanted to keep my powder dry for another time. But my brother from another mother, Davy Pringle, and myself, we went on board, and it's quite a favourite whiskey of mine. I quite like the Kilcoman.
Yeah, well, we're over there 12th to 14th of March. I've got into Macklin now, so we're almost ready to roll with that, and we could take that in from there over that weekend.
Absolutely, it's quite exciting, guys. There's not many spots, so we need you to be fast off the mark, and I think we're looking at a group of 8, is that right?
Start with 8, yeah. We can extend it for seats in the plane, but it might be a bit more expensive, but we'll open with 8. So.
Aye, and I think the thing is, if you're keen and you fancy doing it, get your name in soon, so if we are getting more bodies, I guess the more time we've got, we can adjust it accordingly.
Absolutely.
So the more the merrier for my parties,
Absolutely.
That's what I like to hear. Right, Bradley Smith, hello, Mr. Dr. Blackwood's in from the States. My brother from another brother, Mr. Pringle. Michael Kelman, good to see you back. He's not been here for a few weeks. Susie Innes, hopefully pork chop dropped off the goodies to you. I left them a wee surprise. I got pork chop to go down and drop the stuff off.
I'm sure that would make Susan.
Hopefully he's not had too many gins. We've got Richard from Booker's there. Mike. Hola! Oh, he's back!
He's back in Valladolid, yeah.
He's back in España.
He picked up the 3 whiskies from the 29th of May.
Yes, so you'll be having them tonight.
We'll have them tonight,
yes. Scott Morton, Stephen Johnston, and of course the Whisky Passport. However, I had a couple of visitors here the other day there, I've got to say. Scott Watson, that was in, Scott's the one that imports the whisky casks all the way from Australia. So he was in with his wife and his mother-in-law, Jen. So a very warm welcome to her. And Jen's a big fan of the show.
Aye.
Yeah, so they sat in the hot spot, they got some pictures and they thoroughly enjoyed it.
So left a wee tip in the tip jar.
And Jen likes the Kilcoman, so she was quite excited about that one.
Okay,
so
hopefully you've got a taste of the night, Jen, and you enjoy it. Yeah?
Yep. Now, events coming up, before we get into the good stuff, what have we got coming up?
I knew you'd ask for that. I've not had a chance to think this week. September, we've got a huge event taking place in the 4th of September. So we'll be releasing, hopefully, the next couple of weeks, information from that. We've got the Whisky Show in London on the 4th of October. What memory I've got. And we've got a Whisky Fair, Whisky Show
It's
in the market.
November.
Not got a date.
8th.
November.
That'll be 8th.
As long
Because the
as it's
following week's when Scotland's playing football.
Oh, you've checked that.
So I've checked it. So it needs to tie in because I felt the 25th was a bit too close to December.
Okay.
A lot going on. So I
8th of November.
8th of November.
Yeah.
And then I thought or it's Saturday the 7th of November because I knew it was before the football. And then on the 8th we could do a beef and beer, but that's to be confirmed for members.
Okay, 7th of November.
Yeah.
7th of November.
7th of November. So the big event you were talking on the 4th, we will launch very soon what it is. Just get your friends, get your colleagues, and on the 21st of August we're going to be doing our dry run through.
22nd.
It's the 21st. I've been telling for the 22nd. It's the 22nd's a Saturday. That's
Okay.
yes. So I've kind of went boom. That's a pork chop causing that problem. So anyway, and we're off to London. Anybody wants to join us? We'll tell you where we are. You're more than welcome. You just have to sort yourself out and buy us lots of whiskey.
Like that idea?
I like that idea.
Right, absolutely.
Perfect. Right. So before we get into the juicy stuff, the DD. What have we got for the DD tonight?
You had the 3 Tobermory 15-year-old. Isla Malva had a Tobermory. What was it? Just 2 weeks ago.
What's the story? Tobermory, was it the 12th? No.
God, I can't remember. We've got a Tobermory 15. This looks like my favourite one.
Yeah.
A Glenfarclas 15. Can't go wrong with Glenfarclas either. And that's number 2. And a Glenglasser Revival. It's not got an age statement. Glenlassie.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not got an age statement. I don't know that one at all. I know the distillery, but I don't know the whiskey. So it's 1 Tobermory, 2 Glenfarclas, and 3 Glenlassie.
Somebody technical minded enough to take a picture and put them on the Facebook page for us, GZ. If I pass them to the trusted guys, maybe. There we go, we've got the next, you can take a picture, put them up so everybody can see what's going on. Mr. Dewars dialed in this evening, obviously he's got a hall pass for this night. Yeah, John Blythe looking forward, and Brian Johnston saying good evening as always.
Brian, how are you?
So if you've checked in, remember, like us, share us, pass good comments, tell your friends and spread the good word. But now, what? Is it that time?
Is it that time?
Is it that time, folks?
Is it that time? Oh, it must be that time.
It is that time. So, of course, remember the other week there that we done the Sixth Sense
What
power.
the hell are we going to do with this setup?
I've changed the technique. So what I'm going to do now is use my force like a Jedi master. Chas! How'd you like that, Mike? Hey, you didn't see that in Canada every week, you know?
It gets worse. It gets worse.
Hercules!
Number 1 this evening is a Glencadam. It's a Highland Bull from the real salubrious town of just outside Brecon, just north of Arbroath in Dundee. It's a very young distillery. No, it's not. The Glencadam's not. It's actually, that's about 1820s, 1830s,
Right.
1825, 26, yeah.
Was that the one that
Angus, Dundee Angus Distilling Company? They're a new company. There's been about, was it not, certainly your Ballantyne's that used to own this. And the Ballantyne's, blended whiskey.
Not the gym, not the gymnasium.
Not the gymnasium, no, it's Ballantyne's. So this was the great ingredient for Ballantyne's. If you go on holiday to Spain, I shouldn't mention that now. You can't get to Spain at the moment, or you can get back, you've got quarantine.
Just stay with Mike.
But I might just go in there, I'll be quarantined 14 days in Israel. So it's heavily involved in the Ballantyne whiskey from there. So it's a lovely light colour, nice straw colour. So
Here's a question for you, sorry. Remember I phoned you up one night, I was trying a 21-year-old. Was it this whiskey that I had in the 21-year-old version? No, that I remember, or he'll remember, so we'll just say whatever. It was absolutely beautiful. It was absolutely, great.
There you go.
That's it. Thank you.
So it's a real light coloured one. This. I know you can see these lights. It's hot in the forehead here, so these lights.
Getting blinded. Who's got the sunglasses on them?
Lovely light colour, really straw colour, golden colour. So I tell you, it's bourbon, so it tells us right away. Nice bourbon colour. Sure. Give it a wee sugar on the glass. It should look really nice in these lights actually, because they're really bright. Look at the legs on that.
Oh, the legs!
Very, very quick.
I was waiting for the quick legs.
Really light, very delicate. Legs are coming away really fast. So again, this is going to take us. We're definitely over to the left-hand side of the flavour map, the right-hand side.
Now, where is the flavour map? Where is the flavour map?
It's behind you.
Oh, right, here we go. Tatty peel.
It's tatty peeling light this week. It's no there.
I had an issue earlier on. I don't know if you could see that. It was something like titty peel or something like that. It was because I hadn't moved the TA down onto the same page. So I thought I better not put that up.
No, so again, it's just looking at the colour on the legs, that's going to take us over to the left hand side, to the right hand side of the flavour map. It's actually quite nice. We've got it up here for you today. We can see it.
Tatty peel.
But again, we've got to check it first for if there's any smoke in it, because if it's smoke, it's going to the smoky side, the higher. If it's not, it's going to come down to delicate. It indicates delicate anyway, but you know, your standard Ardbegs, etc., are actually quite light, but they're smoky, so you don't have the delicate there. So take it to your nose, absolutely nothing at all. No smoke whatsoever, so that's really light, that's really delicate with the legs. We're sitting way down here.
Yeah, just to say, we've got Jason Wilds checked in from Rock Island, over in the States there.
Graham's laptop's a bit behind us and it confused me for a second, sorry.
Oh,
I had a look at it there, I thought, it's Graham who's pointing to the map, not me.
You know how you confuse an idiot? 76. Anyway, we'll leave it at that.
Aye. Right. So it's bottom left-hand corner. I'm going to go back over there, but that confused me. I'll no look at his computer, so hopefully you can see it there. Way down there. Beside the Glen Lussy, remember we had the Glen Lussy a few weeks ago? That was right down there as well. No smoke, take it back to your nose. And that is absolutely wonderful. Really sweet. Great aromas coming from that. Vanilla.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And would you say a summer whiskey? Would you say that?
Yeah. All light, delicate whiskies are nice summer whiskey. Apples.
Whoa! Green apples!
Bit malty. You've got the hay, the straw coming through there.
Hey.
I think there's a wee bit pear in that, like pear drops.
Yeah, I can get the pear drops.
The sweetness coming through that, really nice, really pleasant, really smooth. That's how we taste of it.
Oh, Mike's lost the video. That's because he's in quarantine. He doesn't need quarantine, he says. Everything's still performing right.
Are we still going?
Yeah. I think we're still going.
On the palate, there's quite a sulphury coming through there. Creamy, vanilla. Getting the apples coming through, the green, it's like Granny Smith apples, that real sort of sour apples coming through. Bit citrusy, lime, lemon lime sort of thing. I don't get the pear now, it's not as sweet on the palate as what it was on the nose. But honey, a wee bit of honey coming through. Sweetheart, yeah. There's a beet apples now. You don't have a taste of that, is that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a little bit of water in it, I've got to say.
It's a bit sulphury for me, right on them. But as it sits, it's short in the palate, it's just at the front of the tongue here. Citrus is biting there, the lemon, lime, creamy. It's like cremola foam just coming up in the front of my tongue there. You know, you see that bubble at the front.
The bubble, you could just chew it, put a spoon in your mouth and go for it.
Almost like that, yeah. So try it with a touch of water. You've got user on the day.
I'll use my...
We've got 2 pipettes
today. 2 pipettes.
I'm impressed. We must be making some money. We must be making some money. How do we make the money? Because we usually have the 1 pipette, but we've got the 2 a day. So put a wee touch of water in. Back to the nose. That's actually nice in the nose. It kills the sweetness, Graham. Kills the sweetness in the nose. You've got the vanilla. Definitely the vanilla's coming through. The malty, the hay, the barley, the straw. Sorry, rather sweet. It's almost like a grape now. Green grapes coming through.
Oh, green grapes!
What's coming through? What's this?
Jeremy Blackwood, what I say, does that make you feel better, bud? We've just moved a couple of feet for changing.
Sorry, Jeremy.
He was asking where his Jake's Bar t-shirt. He got thrown out. I know. He got thrown out of Jake's Bar t-shirt because he was going to Jimmy Buffett.
Didn't he move? No, the other way.
Oh, we're going to hang to Tatty Peel.
Right over.
He got chucked out of Jake's because he was going to a Jimmy Buffett concert and he had full of Jello shots in his little cool box. Took them into the pub, and instead of going there, he drank them all in the pub, and he was sick, so he got kicked out. There you go.
Good man, proud of you. What's that about responsible drinking?
Yes, of course, that was when he was young and dumb, and now he's just old and dumb. But anyway, right, carry on.
There will be, yeah. Right. We got the nose there with a touch of water. Right? It's not as sweet. You don't get the pear drops coming through anymore. You get the apples, but it's not like the pears. The other one was Granny Smith apples.
Green apples.
Really bitter apples. But there's a sweetness there to it now.
It's nice.
On the
I like the water. I like the
that's
water
lovely
in
water,
it.
yeah. Again, citrus, bit of lemon coming through.
Aye.
Now, it's funny with the water, the sourness, for the want of a better phrase, of the green apples, the Granny Smith sort of things coming
apples.
through there. Honey,
Sweetheart.
vanilla. Vanilla. It's actually quite nice. A bit light for me, but it's actually a nice whiskey. Yeah, it gets the seal of approval.
You think so? I don't know if it's Matt rocking my boat. I didn't know.
For a 15-year-old, it's lacking something. I think there's just something, and it's like a Dalwhinnie. A Dalwhinnie 15-year-old. I always say 15 is the maximum in a bourbon mature, because I think it goes very dry. That's what I'm getting now. It's just the front of the tongue, short finish, dryness. It's really just dry. That vanilla, like sticking a vanilla pod in your mouth. It just goes dry. You feel your tongue. That's what it's like there.
Again, it's everybody's taste. It'd be interesting to see what you guys say. Even just a thumbs up and a thumbs down on that.
I think it's a good starter whiskey. I always say, well, when the double wood in the centre of the flavour map is great there, but no, it's maybe a lot of women would like that, but a wee touch more water in it.
Well, that's Susan.
Yeah, Susan, have a wee taste
of that. Susan, have a wee sip of that.
That's if Martin allows you to take a sip.
I don't like it. It's not. She's on her fourth bottle of gin anyway.
But there's certainly, it's still sitting there. The lemon, it's a lemon. It's getting me now. Lemon, almost a sherbet.
It might be my palate before it as well. All these wee factors that come into it.
Seal of approval.
Or would we go?
Jury's out.
Jury's out. So what? So it's not going to be. It might be a wee round of applause, or we do it in reverse order, so the opposite means what we mean. So people.
I would say it's slightly disappointing for a 15-year-old whiskey, to be honest with you. But hey ho. I'm like up Valentine's. You have a Valentine's. I'm blended. They can keep it in Spain and Italy and that. It's not for me. And you can now see where the Valentine's coming from. Having a wee nose at that and a wee taste of that one. But hey, okay.
Right, so let's go for the next one. Is that yours?
No.
Right, we better do the psychic movement. Right, let's get this first. Right. Oh, it's a bottle of juice. Right, we better try it again.
I'm glad I've got this table behind me.
I wasn't using the force. Right, I'm using the force now.
Okay.
Right, there we go. It's came through.
We've got the elevator in front of us. It's just.
Mike's back. It's all right. We can start the show again. Right. What's wrong?
I'm just seeing how they get up there.
Oh, it's my sixth sense.
Number 2 of the day.
Right, number 2.
This looks beautiful. Tam de Vaux, and look at the colour of that. As you all know, it's very much my sherry cask. It's 40% alcohol by volume. It's owned by Pike Mackay.
That's right.
It's in Ballindalach, just outside on Speyside. And is it Glenlivet? It's next door to that. Glenlivet, it's Ballindalach. I'm sure it is.
Oh, that's a good question.
Glenfarclas or Glenlivet? One or the other, I can't remember. But I honestly think this is one of the most underrated whiskies in the country. It's not terribly expensive. Tesco Big Runs, we had it on for £33-34 for a litre bottle just recently. I don't know where they got their hands on that, but 70% of it was a lot more. It's always an export market. But it really is. A lot of pubs will have it as the malt of the month. And if you see it in a bar, have a taste of it. You guys who have got it here tonight, taste it. I'm interested to see what you think about it. I think it's a wonderful whiskey. And as I say, one of the most underrated.
Available at the Mercat Grill in White Craig now that the pubs are open again.
How much is it a dram, Graham?
Probably about £2.50. If it's for Whisky Passport members, they'll be getting cut a good deal, as always.
As always.
Maybe Neil will buy you one.
I never got rich with buying folk drinks.
Susan Ennis doesn't like it. She's sticking to the gin she's got in front of her. Well, we're going to put money on that anyway.
Does Martin like it? That's an interesting one. It's not dissimilar to the one you had, Susan Martin, the Tomatin 30-year-old. Obviously, the Tomatin is a lot smoother and sherbet and sweeter. There's still a sulphur, there's still a sort of dryness in my tongue at the moment. In fact, I'm going to be drinking water.
I'll have a drink of water. I was going to tell you something there as well, but I can't remember. Davy Pringle liked it. He said it was nice with a bit of water, but he would drink.
Davy's quite old though.
He would drink anything.
Davy's old guy. Let's remember an old man's whiskey then. Sorry, Davy.
And he's had a haircut as well.
I saw him yesterday. He told me how old he was. So.
How old was his granny? That was the $1,000,000 question.
Well, this young guy's like a Tam Nagul, and I do enjoy this one. Have a look at the colour of it. No, it's lovely.
Oh,
rich
yes.
colour. Sherry matured. It tells in the bottle it's sherry matured. As I say, 90%, over 90% of double maturation is the sherry anyway. So it's invariably going to be that.
Yep.
Look at the legs on that, Graham.
Oh, we like the legs.
Slow.
He likes the slow legs because he can catch them.
Yeah, I can catch it. Yeah, really, really nice. Take a quick nose. No peak whatsoever. So that's going to be sitting on the halfway line.
Near the tatty peel side, can you see that?
My side of the
tatty peel.
That's like poaching, is it? Only do we get some poaching then.
Oh.
Make some poaching or something like that.
Moonshine.
Moonshine. Anyway, it's sitting there just, I would say, on the halfway line up and down, but over to the right. Tatty peel side, the rich side. No smoke, take it back.
Neil McIver's saying it's near Glenlivet.
Glenlivet, I thought it was Neil, thanks for that. I knew it was Glenfarclas or Glenlivet. I thought
Starts with a G, and it's a whisky distillery, so it's close.
It's in Speyside.
Yeah. In Scotland.
I did say Glenlivet first of all, I thought it was that. But he's got the advantage of having Google in front of him.
Oh.
He'll be sitting there with jamming his hand on Google or something like that, yeah. But anyway, on the nose, toffee.
Shh. Ian Summers has joined in.
No, Ian Summers.
Shh, didn't he say anything?
Summers.
Ian Summers.
Is he still up at this time of night?
I know, he should be in his bed. I've just seen he's joined in. Oh,
he'll maybe be strumming his guitar.
Shh, don't say anything. You'll not be allowed a whiskey. Hide from him. Let's see if he can.
Someone's away yet.
Is he away? Is he still there? Oh, he's still there.
He's still there.
Oh.
Good to see you.
How would you?
Mind you, I'll tell you, because I was on a Zoom call with him at 5 o'clock tonight and he gave me both barrels.
Oh!
So,
to do with the big. Oh, but I see what's there.
That's. We'll just pay you back for that, pal. Anyway,
nice to see you.
Good to see you. Where were we? On the nose, that's what it was. Right. Yeah, toffee. The first thing that's from the family is toffee.
Right.
Yeah. Apples. No, stewed apples.
Oh.
It's like nice stewed apple crumble actually coming through there. Berries, blackberries, red berries, raspberries even. It's just got a lovely sweet.
It's got a nice.
You can get the sherry coming off it. And what I like about this is a lot of the sherries like that. When you get the sweetness, you get the oakiness coming through as well, which is quite.
You get
there's very little oak there. I think it's just
there's
a lovely sweetness. Really, really nice. I do love this. Usually buying at the pubs because it's more like the month you get a pound off it or something like that.
Cheap. That's it. Can't wait until we go to the board meetings so Neil can splash out and buy us all a whiskey.
On the palate, you've got the honey. The honey is just really good, like heather honey. Dried fruits, Christmas cake. Going through there's just got all that. The toffee, the caramel. It's almost like chocolatey, a dark chocolate coming through in that.
Thick as a big can chocolate tea.
Yeah, it really, really is. And it's on the finish. It's a medium finish. It's sitting on the tongue still. But it's lingering. It's just a lovely,
linger. Yep.
It's almost like toffee apple coming on that at the back of the tongue there. Toffee apple. That's just that it gets sweeter and sweeter and sweeter as it's sitting on the tongue there.
I'm looking forward to a bit of water as well.
Yeah.
I wonder if Jamie Thorne's dialed in tonight. So we owe him £100.
We owe him £100.
£100 because he dialed in. £100 of hamburger mince meat.
Last week, but I think because you didn't answer it, you said it was null and void.
Aye, that's it, null and void. He was.
Anyway, back to Tam Nagul. On the nose, just really, really lovely. The berries, the sweetness, the toffee, stewed apple crumble coming through there. There's a wee bit of vanilla coming as well, like vanilla custard and stewed apples. There you go. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I really, really like the nose in this one.
Yeah.
And I say basic. It's a relatively basic whiskey. We spoiled you over the last 2 weeks and just went over budget, so I had to throw the budget back a bit because Graham Blakey was giving me a bit eerie for over budget the last 2 weeks, and particularly in the director's drams that we had with the most lack the other week.
The good ones, aye.
So we had to pull the budget back. But honestly, I do think it is the most underrated single malt Scotch whisky in the country by a long shot. You know, it's just average, and even White Mackay will say that as well. No, it's a run-of-the-mill whisky, but it really is. It's great. So I'm going to have a taste it again.
And there's a lot going on there, I feel.
Yeah, just toffee apples coming through, berries. It's like, what's the wee red berries you get?
Red berries? Cherries, cherries.
Cranberries.
Cranberries.
Aye. That's one thing, the cranberries coming through there. It's got that dryness of cranberries and sweetness. But the toffee, it's great. It really is great. There's no oak coming through it. Even the sherry with a touch of water. For me, it's just all toffee. It's chocolate. It's apple crumble, vanilla, honey. Yes, it's.
Is there fake tan in this?
I don't know.
It's a fake tan, folks.
Very few actually declare it. One or two claim it's not. But sometimes you just got to be a wee bit careful. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's purely for aesthetics.
Oh, it
doesn't impact on the nose, the flavour, or anything like that, even with the water. The only thing it really impacts is the colour. And yeah, it could be classed as a cheat, and some of the purists didn't like it, but a lot of the purists didn't like the chilled filter and all this as well. It is what it is.
This thing's got a fake tan in it. That was a good enough. One of our members was able to throw this in. Optimore barbecue sauce. We've not tried it yet, Neil.
You should have had some ribs done.
We could have. We'll have some. In fact, when we're going up to Pitlochry next week, which we're doing, folks, why don't we get saucy with it and put it on?
Get saucy with it.
Get saucy with it.
Get some barbecue spare ribs from one of the restaurants. Yeah, we'll tell you a bit more about next week.
And a bit
later on, a wee bit on it. But yeah, Tam the Villain certainly gets the seal of approval. I think it's a. You finished?
What you said? What was the word you said?
It's got my approval.
All right.
The seal of approval. I've got bloody earache tonight. Anyway, facts.
That's what I was waiting for.
I'm not going to give you a whisky fact tonight. I don't know if it's on or not, but I actually found I've referred to a good friend of mine, Mike Casey, who is one of the production men at Glenkinchie. And Mike has actually been at Glenkinchie for 31 years
done.
As of today. So 31 years ago, Mike joined there at probably about 40-year-old or something like that. There or thereabouts, because he looks about 70. But no, Mike was at school with me. Great lad, dedicated to Glenkinchie, makes a fantastic whisky. So great anniversary, Mike. Stick in there. A couple of years to go before you get your pension, but I suppose you'll be thinking about it shortly, going part-time. But great stuff. Well done, Mike.
Good. Congratulations. I got a phone call earlier on the night. I don't know if we can hear this.
Mais oui, it is me, the food critic from France, in search of good food. I am on search of the whiskey in Perth next week. I maybe look for you, n'est-ce pas? Tati Peel, Graham, I come looking for you avec le chien. Au revoir!
That's worrying me. How did he know? Well, I hope somebody never told him about our sojourn next week.
Yeah, I suppose we better declare it
now. Tell them now.
Next week's going to be a complete change. We're working, believe it or not, next Saturday, Sunday in Abermore and Pitlochry. We're doing some promotional videos with Tom, the professional drone pilot of all things, and we'll get meet Spud the Piper and get some photographs and videos with Spud. And if Spud's watching us, thanks for the prelude every week in the last 3 or 4 weeks, Spud. You're no bad piper, you're no bad entertainer, and you're good to warm folk up for the 1775 Whisky Passport.
Thank you.
But we've got to stay in Perth because we can't get up to Abermore in time to do the show next week, so we'll be doing it from a secret location in Perth next week. It's that secret, we don't even know yet.
And it's worrying me that Jean-Luc knows already. He'll probably try and crash the party.
Maybe Jean-Luc will pay for the hotel rooms or something.
It's worth it. If you catch him, you'll have to pay for it.
If he turns up, he'll need to either buy a drink or pay for the hotel room. So that's next week. We'll tell you about the whiskies later, maybe. There's a wee issue with that. But
if anybody knows anybody in Perth, you could tell them to come and join us and buy us a whiskey and get on the bandwagon with the old 1775 whiskey passport. So
on the road.
yes, on the road again.
Looking forward to that.
Paddy
How are we
Peeler's
getting
back on the road
Gregors, have we
again.
got any feedback on
What about 1, 2, or 3 or anything like that? What you lost?
The three whiskies.
Oh, did he
the
not put a
director's
picture?
jam.
Oh, I will get them
Picture
for
on
you.
it. I can't remember what we
Who's the
bought.
director's jams, guys? Have you seen them all, folks? Have they drank them? Right, let me get this.
Number 1 was the Tobermory.
What's
number
the story?
two-
Tobermory.
Number 2, Tobermory 15. Number 2 was
Is it
Glen
Glen
Farthis.
Lassie?
Glen,
Is it Glen Lassie Revival, is it?
no, Glen Farthis was number 2.
Oh, sorry,
Glen
aye.
Lassie.
Aye, number
Glen Lassie is number 3.
Glen Lassie, 15-year-old. One of my
Glen
go-to.
Farthis, Glen Lassie.
That's it. Perfect. Well, come on in, guys. 1, 2, 3. Nobody's got any questions tonight either, anyway. So it's
No.
going to. Was that Inspector Clouseau? That's what Neil McIver was asking. No, that's John Luke.
John Luke.
We,
Clouseau's big brother, older
That's
brother
it.
Neil.
that's it. Third one. Are we
I'm
there
ready.
yet?
I'm ready. If you're ready, I'm ready. God, he sounds like he's constipated.
Shh. Woo.
Look at the colour of this one.
That's got fake tan.
Yeah.
Maybe not just saying that.
No, I think the claim, Kilhoman claim, is they don't have.
Yeah, it's a cracking colour.
Yeah, cracking colour. I've tried a couple of Kilhomans. I don't know if I've tried this in I can't remember. But certainly colour. It looked nice. I liked the description of it when we selected it for today. And it is a very young distillery. 2004, 2005. Well, it's a farmer.
Yep.
And it's the Wills family, if I remember correctly. And I'm sure, I could be wrong, but I'm sure they're part of the old tobacco dynasty. The
Oh,
farmers,
right. That went
some-
up in smoke, eh? I need a
Boom,
puff
boom,
on that one.
Boom, boom.
Yeah,
Aye.
yeah.
No, Kilhoman. It's pronounced Kilhoman. There's a ho, not Kilhoman, or Kilhoman, as it's spelled. It's obviously Gaelic, or Gaelic rather, for, I think it's something. I can't believe this.
Right, here, Grandad, let me help you out here. Right, here, I'll pour some for you.
Ah, swine.
Right, there we go. Right.
Right. Kilhoman Snake. It was originally made for the French market. You can buy it in this country now. I don't know why people do that. The French market it's pretty new, and I don't think the French market really out with Lafroig and Lagavulin is really big on the peaty
Yep.
whiskies. No, Aberlour, I think, if I remember correctly, Aberlour 12 is the biggest seller in France on single malt. But this was originally made for the French market. Have a look at the colour of that. It's just
it's a belter.
rich, yeah. So rich in colour, really dark. Double matured, obviously. Certainly coming away like that. Have a look at the legs.
Kilcoman grow their own barley as well.
Yes, because the farmers. It's actually on a farm. It's used.
It's
a barn into the distillery. But look at the legs on it. The legs are pretty slow coming down there, right?
Your favourite.
Thick, wide. Yeah. And it's not as slow as I thought it would be, actually. But, sitting here, we're going to have a quick nose before we go to the flavour map. Islay, you expect it to be peaty, but remember they're not all peaty, and that's why we use the flavour map as opposed to the regions. Because one of the peatiest whiskies we've had in here was the Anok Peat Heart, remember?
That's it.
And that's from Speyside, so it doesn't always work. But you've got the peat here. It's stronger than I thought it would be.
Oh, it's
on the
a
right side, so
cracking.
you're coming over here. I'm saying you're diagonal opposite, right up there.
The top of the T.
The top of the T. It's not as peaty as Lagavulin, so maybe below that.
It's got a
line
good
there,
day. You know, the way everything's been going, I think everybody will enjoy this because it turns out every week all the non-believers in peaty whiskey have actually enjoyed them, haven't they?
You get the phenol coming through, which remember is the peat, the smoke of the peat at the malting process, and that sticks with it all the way through. Is it aged? I don't think it's an aged.
No,
it's not aged. No, it's not. I don't think it is.
It's normally Loch Gorm or something they launch every year as well. They've got
I don't know. But on the nose, you get a bit of the phenol, the peat coming through, but you get the toffee almost coffee, espresso coffee coming through.
It is. I'm liking that. I think it's very
And
good.
it's a bit spicy. You get a bit of cinnamon coming through in the peat as well. I'm just wondering what the cask is, because it's like grapes as well, Graham.
It's
a bunch of grapes.
white grapes, pineapple chunks.
Yep, I just was going to say pineapple, tinned pineapple. It could be rings or chunks, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I suppose some smart who would try and
It does
say
if you're
chunks
trying
or
to
something
drink it in a winner.
yeah, big move right up to get a pineapple ring.
ring.
But yeah, it's got that coming through, a sweetness of pineapple. Yeah, definitely. I want to say toffee apple as well, but no, the Tam de Voulen had that toffee apple, the sweetness of the toffee apple. This has got I think the spice and the peat takes that sort of toffee. There is toffee in it.
Toffee cubes.
Toffee.
Got a red ale.
Aye, something like that. Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Right, so we got a wee taste of it. Yep. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
The Fino hits you quite. It's Peter, and again, was it 2 last week we had, which were the Peter ones. It draws you the Fino, so obviously that's up there, 35, 40 on the Fino. It's a long finish, but you've got the toffee, the sweetness coming through now. It's salty, it's getting sweeter and sweeter.
That's nice. I'm enjoying that. I think that's nice.
Chocolate's coming through now. I think it's like, I'll tell you what, actually. You know, anybody remember the old Jamaica chocolate? Remember I was talking about the grapes earlier on, it's raisins, old Jamaica, or Jamaica rather. Chocolate, it was in the 70s and 80s, I think you can still buy it. My grandfather used to.
It was about the 50s or 60s. Who you kidding? Who you kidding? Kenny, do you remember the chocolate? No. Kenny doesn't remember, so it must be ancient.
You've got a bar in your hand, that's what made me think about it. No, it just reminds me of, it's like raisins, it's almost like a chili chocolate, but old Jamaica with the dried fruit coming through there. It's actually a nice finish. It's a long lingering finish. The salt is putting me off a wee bit. I think it's a bit too salty.
Oh, I think it's lovely. I'm looking forward to a little drop of water in it.
Just having a wee taste here, just see.
Good bit of warmth as well in it.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that wee bugger trying to crash the party.
See if you can see. I don't think you'll be able to see it. My hands are flying away as well. In case I've dropped the glass.
Oh, I can see it from here. No, that helps anybody else.
The oil's separate and just wonderful. Those of you who have got the pack, have a quick look at that when you put the water in. It is the oils, and that's what we say. I always prefer it with water. When you put the water into your single malt, you're opening the flavours, just creating that aromas and everything as well.
Brian Johnston's granny used to eat those old Jamaican chocolates, so that just sums it up.
I think it's used to steal them off you then, Brian.
Oh, meow.
Anyway, back to the nose. That's just great, the water. The phenol just dies off. It's toffee, chocolate, a bit fruity coming through there. See, I could call it toffee apples with the water in it, because before you didn't have that sweetness. No, it's not green apple, it's a red apple.
Green!
Toffee apple. No. But nice in the nose. Really, again, it just brings it down that wee bit.
I think I'm starting to like Pete a lot more with this programming we're doing, definitely.
It still hits you.
Definitely does.
Long finish, right at the back here, right at the back of my throat. Salty. But there's a sweetness here.
Definitely.
Caramel, toffee, chocolate, honey. Get a bit touched.
Na.
I'll need to change my wording somewhere wrong, right? Heather honey. Sweetheart. But yeah, I'm trying to compare it with another Islay whisky, and I just can't. And maybe that's a good thing. It will stand on its own 2 feet. But for a new distillery, 15-year-old, we only started making that 15, so it's not going to be any older than 15. It's an egg, probably about 12, 13-year-old.
Do you think with the colour it's maybe aged longer, or do you think it's a first fill, or what do you think?
I think it could be a bit of both. I think there could be an extra toasting in the bourbon material, but it might only be a couple of years, 3-4 years in the bourbon, and longer in the sherry.
Yep.
Remember the sherry being the softer wood, the darker wood.
Yeah.
It imparts that darker colour, as does the toasting of the bourbon. So it could be either or. But being a young distiller, they maybe went for the toasting as well. So it's maybe a bit of both, but the colour's just fantastic. Yeah, I'm liking it. I've still got the long finish, and the longer it sits there, the sweeter it does become. And it's not as intense on the first part of the palate. It was a bit salty for me. But now I'm actually really enjoying it. It's still there. In fact, a wee bit of cigar smoke comes through the sweetness.
Puff, Hamlet.
I was with my brother yesterday, and he was sitting puffing his Henry Wintermans. I've
Jesus,
smelled a cigar for ages. But yeah, I'll give that a seal of approval. Definitely. I don't think we've done that for the Tam Nevullin, but we didn't have to. I think I gave the show away what my feelings are on Tam Nevullin.
What, you didn't like it?
Oh, it's fantastic. No, it's a fantastic whiskey.
What award did you give it?
I gave it the seal of approval. The double seal of approval.
It's a public holiday in my world, folks. Anyway.
So,
controversial 1, 2, 3 for Scott Watson.
1, 2, 3, Scott. All right.
1, 2, 3.
I'm going to go, surprisingly, 2. 3, 1. 2, 3, 1. Glen Cadam was, for a 15-year-old, I enjoyed it. As I say, there's no such thing as a bad whiskey, but I just felt it was lacking something for a 15-year-old. The vanilla was too dry, and the shot finish like a Dalwhinnie. Not unpleasant, but there's just something lacking in it. So I'm just not there. Tam Nevullin, fantastic. Kilchoman, yes. At first, I wasn't that particularly keen because of the saltiness in it. But as it just settled in the palate, in the back of the tongue, and the long finish, very pleasant, very nice. So yeah. Definitely 2, 3, 1.
But it was funny, I was about to say mine was 2, 1, 3, and I bet you Brian Johnston does the same as me, and he has done the same as me. Jen likes 3, 3, and 3. Jen was the one that was liking the Kilchoman last night when she was in.
All right, Jen, I'll take that then.
You got that picture taken in the hot spots. So
well, as long as I put money in the tip jar for a boardroom meeting next week.
Yeah, that's it.
Perth and Pitlochry.
That's it. Poor penniless Neil needs a wee dram bot for him. That's it.
No tours taking place now, so I'm stuck in the house in the office all the time.
That's it.
Right.
Director's Dram, folks. What are we doing? 1, 2, 3. Come on, team. Work with me. Work with me. Work with him. No. Right. Who's been sending stuff in? Michael Kelman's 231 as well. Stephen Johnston 231. Susan Innes 231. It looks like I'm winning this week, Tatty Pale.
No, 231's what I said.
No.
You said 2, 1, 3.
No. Was it no 3, 2, 1?
3, 2, 1. Okay.
Go. Somebody's asking if we can purchase merchandise. Yes, we can. T-shirts or Neil's haircut as a wig. Yes, we can, Mr. Brown. So,
Too late. Too late.
Right, what one have we gone for? The Glen Farkless. Right, we're ready to hover it up. I grab it, I can't hold it. I'm drained. This is my go-to whiskey. If I'm in from a bar, I do enjoy this. This is one of them anyway.
I told you the story about John Grant, who owns it,
Yes.
I took him around Glen Country.
That's it. Green Apples t-shirt for Jeremy Blackwood. That's what he's wanted to buy out there.
Yeah, well, we've got
stuff coming. Without spilling the beans.
Because as members, we've got to
for our good members.
When you purchase a membership, you're going to get a Glencairn glass with 1775 Whisky passport on it. So you'll be getting that. I just ordered that yesterday, but it's a 6-week lead-in time for that. We'll get the membership up on the 1st of September. Then hopefully a week or two after that, we'll get posted out. We're still working on the trees, getting the ground for the trees to plant, and the dram's going to be the problem. But those of you in America, we're looking at something different, possibly a nice glass pipette or a stainless steel quake, something like that. No, because we can't ship the whiskey over to you in America. So that might be a wee bit more expensive with the exchange rate and the shipping cost. Maybe a bit more than £25.
It's certainly a nice...
It's $40.
Absolutely.
And we'll tell the story about the quake as we go along.
That's it. Just to remind you guys, for the 4th of September, especially for the Americans or from Loz that's styling in, the 3 whiskies we want you to look at, trying to get your hands on, is the Macallan Gold, is the first one, Glenmorangie Original, which is a 10-year-old, and the Balvenie Double Wood 12-year-old. We know that hopefully you should be able to pick them up wherever you are. East Coast, West Coast states, we've got Australia, we've got everybody dialing in for this. So this just gives you an insight how big this event's going to be on the 4th.
We're trying to go for sheer size and volume as opposed to the whiskies, and we do apologise to some of the purists in here, but the reason for it is going to be fairly obvious, very short lengths, to get many people being able to taste the whiskies with us through the world as much as possible. So we're just going for more sort of regular brands as a one-off, but what's happening?
So we couldn't, basically we can't ship to America, so that causes us the problem. So.
Yeah. But we're getting there. We'll keep you posted. Hopefully next week in Perth,
we'll start to spill the beans.
Start
to spill the beans for you.
So we've got to have a look at this Glenfarclas. Was it 15-year-old?
Yeah,
Glenfarclas 15. This could be interesting. Oh, we definitely had this at the Whisky show last year.
Oh, aye, because I was hijacking the Glenfarclas. Oh, you were, I mean.
Look at the colour. It's a bit darker than the Glencadam, but it's just bourbon matured. It's a wee bit longer. Looks really nice. And this is, there could be a wee bit of sherry, a wee bit second maturation there, because it's quite dark. And normally, the longer it's in just the bourbon, the paler it becomes, and you get that dryness. But it's got a wee bit of colour. So it could be a wee second maturation there, just a year, 18 months in the sherry just for colour, or it could be your fake tan, as you call it. I wouldn't have thought so Glenfarclas. I don't think Glenfarclas do it at all. So we'll have a look at the legs on it. And legs are starting to jump fairly, they're moving, but pretty slow moving. Yeah. I'm forming an opinion for this is good. So that's why I'm just delaying there. I'm just sort of thinking.
That's it. Jason's sitting that he's saying that's what they're drinking now, and I don't know if that's the Balvenie, the Glenmorangie, or the
Glenfarclas 15.
Yes, exactly.
There's no peating it. Now, if you always remember, we talked about the Balvenie Double Wood sits in the absolute centre spot here. I'm saying Glenfarclas is right in there. The 15-year-old is actually in the same vicinity. It's really lovely nose. I'm going to take it back to the nose. And you get the toffee coming through there, so that indicates to me there's some sherry maturation there. Probably just a sherry finish, if anything, I would guess, but that is a fair guess. Because there is a fair bit of vanilla coming through there.
It's a cracking jam.
Citrusy, you get the orange, light orange, tangerine coming through.
Daddy peel.
A wee bit. It's almost like a spice. It's cloves, I would say. The cloves. It's not cinnamon. It's not nutmeg. It's like cloves coming through. Actually, very pleasant. I like this. I like this one.
No, that's it. I enjoy this whiskey.
You get a bit of the oak coming through in this one. The oak finish, the woodiness coming through. Very pleasant in the nose. That's nice.
That's nice.
Now just comparing that like
that's what I'm thinking.
There's a bite to that. Now I don't know if it's on the maturation, the sherry, but you've got the toffee, you've got apples coming through in that now.
Green apples.
I don't know if it's green apples, but
it's nice.
You're getting apples, definitely toffee, honey coming through.
Sweetheart.
But there is vanilla in there as well, and it's like hay straw coming, which is the bourbon. So yes, I suspect there's a fair bit of bourbon maturation there, with just a wee bit of sherry finish, just to get a bit of colour about it, and you'll get the toffee. That is really, really nice. And the difference to that is a 50-year-old to the Glencadam, I think, personally, is night and day. So let's have a wee touch of water.
And you can buy it here at the Market Grill for a good price.
How much is it?
£4.25 pesetas. Mike, that's for you. Maybe euros.
Members of the Whisky Pass will get for $3.75.
Exactly. We'll talk about that later on, but yes, you're right.
So we'll put some water into the Glenfarclas 15, back to the nose. That's just so smooth. That is, for me, I always people talk about ages of whiskies, and it's snobbery as far as I'm concerned. Because again, one of the best ones is Edredauer. There's so much going on in an Edredauer, a 10-year-old. And there was a 10-year-old we had last week as well, which was really nice. A lot happening there. My memory is absolutely awful. But this is a 15-year-old, just has that maturity, it just has that smoothness
yes.
coming through. So on the nose, there's the toffee, vanilla, honey.
You would pay an extra
caramel,
a few extra pennies to get
just
this.
the smoothness coming through, just the sherry. Yeah, it's wonderful. Caps off the water. Yeah,
Lovely.
Yeah, just everything is good about it. It's caramel, toffee, sweetness, the sherry. You can get the sherry coming through. I'm getting the sherry notes coming through. Chocolate coming through in that. Fruit is like marmalade, a bit orangey. The citrus is orange. I'm not getting any lemon or lime because there's that sweetness to it. It's like orange, like marmalade. Finish is medium. Medium finish, but quite lingering for a medium finish. And again, it's the sweet, the toffee for me. The toffee on the finish is just absolutely fantastic. Playing factor is 15. That's your director's ram next week, so hopefully 50 mils, that's going to be no bad.
That's no bad. Like, you get good value deals, as Brian Johnston knows. So perfect. Tatty Peel, thank you very much for that, guys. Thanks for dialing in and joining us this evening. We had a few people spectating in the audience there. We had Kenny, who was hiding out there. He always waits to see if there's anything left in the bottle. So he's always there anyway. Tricky Nicky's saying what he can get up to, and Mr. Brown's hiding over there, but he's in that conversation.
Mr. Brown's he's not been paying attention today. He's been reprimanded.
So
I think he's dropped Brown the points for the board meeting.
That's it. You're not getting off. So next week we're up in Perth. Watch out for that. It's exciting. The 21st, we're building up. We'll tell you on the 17th, of the week before the 21st, what we're doing. We're really going to work hard. And then on the 4th of September, we're going for it. We need you, your granny, your granda, your best friend, your pals, your cousins, your babysitter's dog, the dogs, everybody, get them on the show because we need it. We're going to need
promise Graham will have a haircut and he'll be nicely groomed.
Well,
for that
yes.
We'll both wear a tie for that one, I think. Yeah,
yes,
there we go.
Absolutely. Right, folks, thank you very much. Tatty Peel, what are we going to say? Slange.